Welcome back, Minuteman Army, to another episode here today. It's a beautiful Monday morning. Hope this is a great start to your week. Hopefully it's a great start to my week too. Now it always is whenever I get to open Pokemon cards. But today we're going to do something a little bit different than usual. We're not just going to open Pokemon cards, but we are going to go through how to build a deck. And this is going to be for beginners. If you've never built a deck before, or you're having trouble, and you just want to start and get into it and have something available and ready to go, then this video is for you. You definitely want to watch. This is not an intermediate or a advanced level deck building tip guide or whatever you want to call it. This is pretty much just for beginners. So there's a couple things you can use to build a deck. I mean, you can really go any avenue you want, I suppose. If you want to buy like a booster box and just rip through a ton of cards and do it that way, it's probably not the best way. Buying a bunch of loose boosters or even like the 3-pack blisters, not really the best way to go, but you can do it if you wanted, just not recommended. What I recommend doing if you're a beginner is going out and buying a pre-built deck. So for this one, I got Sword Shield Inteleon theme deck here. And I know it seems kind of weird how to build a deck, but you're just buying a pre-made deck, right? But what we're gonna do is actually use this as kind of like the structure, the concrete foundation for what we're gonna build. Might not use all the cards in here, but we might use some of what it has to help build our deck. And of course, another great thing that you can do to help build a deck are the pre-release build and battle boxes. If you guys can get your hands on those would be good as well. The Sword and Shield ones I don't think are available yet and stored like GameStop or anything yet. I could be wrong. I went and checked and the one my GameStop didn't have them. So other GameStops and Walmarts, I don't think they sell them at Walmart actually. I think it's just GameStop. Yours might have them. You might have to go check. That's another really good avenue to building a deck because they give you the 23 card pack evolution set, which is kind of like a mini version of what you're going to get in a deck. And it also comes with energies and a couple booster packs for you to open. But what I really do recommend if you want to buy, if you want to get into deck building, is one of these bad boys right here, the Elite Trainer Box. And this, again, is one of the new Sword and Shield ones. And since I haven't opened up a Elite Trainer Box from Sword and Shield on my channel, we're going to kind of go through this a little bit slowly just so we can see all the contents and all that. But the focus of the video today is how to build a deck. So let's get into it. Let's start by going down here to the camera and getting into this Inteleon deck, since this is what we're going to be focusing it all around. So it does tell you this is a water deck up here. Inteleon obviously is a water type Pokemon, but if you look on the back, it tells you what is in here, the Inteleon deck list. So it's going to come with 2 Inteleon, 3 Drizzile, 3 Sobble, 2 Dreadnought, 3 Choodle, 2 Kingler, 3 Krabby, 2 Cramorant, 2 Mantine, 1 Energy Switch, 4 Great Balls, 4 Hop, 1 Ordinary Rod, 2 Pokekid, 1 Pokegear 3.0, 2 Pokemon Catcher, 3 Professor's Research, that's a good card, 2 Switch, and 18 Water Energy. So, and these are kind of, it kind of explains what the average, like what you kind of want in your deck on average. So when you're looking at it, you see you have Inteleon, which is going to be the highest level stage, it's stage 2. Sobble being the basic Pokemon, it evolves into Drizzile, which is a stage 1, and Inteleon, the stage 2. You're going to want 3, on average, you're going to want 3 Sobble, or 3 of your basic Pokemon, 3 of your stage 1 Pokemon. That way you have enough to get into, and at least you can evolve into Drizzile and not be stuck in a stage 1. But then only 2 Inteleon, so only 2 stage 2, because at that point you're having to evolve 3 times, and it can get a little difficult in some battles if you get stuck. So you want to make sure that you get at least one evolution through. It just makes it a little bit easier when you're going through the deck, especially as a beginner. But let's look at the contents here. So first and foremost, we have Special Condition Poisoned, and what can you do during your turn. I think this is just like, let me open it. I think this just kind of explains the conditions and whatnot. So, yep. So it explains, whoa, what is going on with my camera? There we go. Explains the special condition when you're poisoned. So if your Pokemon is poisoned, put a poison marker on it. Which, do they even give you poison markers anymore? I don't know if they do. I don't even think they give you poison markers anymore. Then you have special condition burned. So if you're burned, you got to put a marker on it. And then what are special conditions? And then it actually goes through. Oh, you know what? The other two on the back. Confused and asleep or paralysis. So this kind of outlines what these special conditions are and what they do. And then on this one, it tells you the 5 conditions you can have are sleep, burned, confused, paralyzed, poisoned, and then how do I remove special conditions and all that. So if you're trying to begin to play, you definitely should at least consider getting a theme deck that's already built, because you get like these little rule cards and stuff, and they'll help you. It'll help explain the rules and kind of get into the game. And one of the other things that you're going to get are these damage counters. Now these are really cool because they're kind of like they're cardboard, but they're shiny, so it's really cool. But you get a bunch of 10s. So anytime you take damage, we'll say this more Pekko here. If he hits you with this Thunder Shock, it's going to do 60 damage to you. So you're going to have to put a 50 and a 10 down on your Pokemon to indicate that 60 damage is done. Or, you know, if you don't want to use the 50s, you put 6 of the 10s, you know, that kind of thing. Once you get up to 100, you can switch out. You know, if you had 2 50s or, you know, 50 and 5 10s, you can switch out for the 100 damage counter. And they're reversible, so you get a pack of these, which is nice to have. And then you get this little theme deck tip sheet here. So it's the sneaky and stealthy deck. So that's kind of the whole point of this deck here. And it even tells you up here, welcome to the Pokemon TCG Inteleon theme deck. This deck is built around the powerful water-type Pokemon. And then it tells you your first goal is to evolve Sobble and the Drizzile and Inteleon. Then bring bench Pokemon to the active spot. So it kind of tells you, it walks you through a little bit what the goal of this deck is and kind of how to use it. And it makes it really interesting. And you have a rule book. So if you are just now getting into it and you really want to learn the game, this is probably the best way to get into it. Buying a theme deck that's already pre-built, and, you know, it can walk you through it all. And again, this is all Sword and Shield stuff, so this is the most up to date. I think as of the recording of this video, I don't think Sword and Shield is actually in play yet. I think the rules are anything from Ultra Prism up to, I think it said current. So, well, you probably could. I'll look into it. I'll post something up on here to show what rules are in play right now, what you can and cannot use when it comes to what sets and what cards and all that. But I don't think Sword and Shield rules are in play yet. You could probably still use them cards, but I don't think the rules are in play yet. So this is going to be your playmat, and it's just a nice little beginner playmat. I don't know if you guys can see it here or not, but you know, you got your active Pokemon, your bench Pokemon, prizes, where you put your deck and discard pile, all that good stuff is right on here. And then it says what you can do during your turn. So it's a little tip sheet here. And if you don't want it, you don't want to use it, you got your own, then you can have a nice little poster right here, which is really cool, actually. I actually like that. That's probably what I'm going to do with it, is make it a poster. And I got to figure out how to get this back. Okay, that's good enough. And now we get into some of the stuff everybody's waiting for. You get a coin in every deck, because you'll need a coin, you'll flip heads and tails. So the side that has a Pokemon, it's always going to be heads. and then the tails is always going to be this black side with the Pokeball and Pokemon logo. Now mine, for whatever reason, is damaged. It came like this. You can see there's a nice big old streak in it. They don't always come like that. In fact, I've opened a few decks before, and this is the first time that's happened, so I wouldn't be too cautious about that. But here is the main piece, the main attraction to the deck that we just bought, which is this Inteleon. And there's a code card for that deck for anybody who plays online. Now, you get a couple of these Inteleon cards, but you only get one holographic, and this holographic is actually different than what you'll get out of the actual pack. So if you buy like packs and you buy booster boxes and stuff, you won't get the shattered foil. If you look, you can see it's like a shattered hollow foil look. The only way to get that is through the decks. So, and you get this nice little deck box. So it's really good way, if you don't have anything else, this is a good way to store your cards and all that. I do recommend, again, I do recommend getting a theme deck to start out. It is pre-built. If you didn't want to put any creativity or any of your own work into it, you have a deck ready to go. So it looks like we got some water energies, got a Krabby. I'm not going to go through them all because we've already discussed what all is in this deck when we looked at the back. So there are all the cards, and we'll put these down. I'm going to separate them into piles so we have energy, Pokemon, and trainers, and then we'll get into the next part of this. Okay, so now that I have everything separated, we're gonna jump into the Elite Trainer box here, and this is the new Zamazenta one. Look at that, it's got gold writing on the side, and the other big difference is that it looks like it has that same plastic wrap on it that you get with the booster boxes. So that's something a little bit new, something a little bit different. Wow, this plastic is a lot thicker though, is what it feels like. That's really cool, actually. And again, this is the first time I am opening an Elite Trainer box from this new Sword and Shield set. So here we go. So you got this, you slide out the box. So let's put that off to the side for a moment. And like every other Elite Trainer box that has always come through, there is artwork on the inside here, so you can always take this out and make this a poster if you want. I'm going to keep mine how it is for now. I'm probably going to open more in the future, so I'll probably show them off that way. But you get the player's guide, and this is actually, so it tells you welcome to the TCG, all new Pokemon V and V Max, and it just goes through everything. One of the coolest parts of this is how it talks about the new cards, all of the new V and V Max cards, but it gives you an actual list of all the cards in here. So if you're collecting all of the, you want to collect a master set like I am, this is actually very, very useful. You know, it shows you all your gold cards, your rainbow rares, all that. So you definitely want to hang on to this. And here is the box. Look at the shape of that. That is really cool, actually. And it's like reversible. So this is really cool. Glad for that, actually. Ooh, you got some nice gold on the inside. Look at that. Don't need to keep that for anything. That is literally just to hold this box up. But let's take the contents out. The other reason why I recommend going with the Elite Trainer box is because this is what the box itself, this Elite Trainer box, is built for. It is literally built to help you build decks. So you get 8 booster packs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 booster packs. You get a stack of just energies. In here is all energies. There's nothing else but energies. So very, very helpful for building a deck. You get a bunch of sleeves. I think there's actually like 65 sleeves in here or something. It might say somewhere, I don't know, but you get a bunch of sleeves. And when you actually build a deck and you go to a legal tournament to play, you have to put your cards in sleeves. So here is the code card. See if it'll focus. There we go. Put that down there. You get 4 deck dividers. And what that's for is if you want, you can actually use this box because it's pretty solid. you use it as your deck box. So when you're done, you know, you want to put your cards in here. So this is it. You can stick them right on in here, and now you can use those dividers to separate however you choose. So you can have multiple decks in here. You can have multiple loose cards, multiple energy, however you want to do it. That is completely up to you. But you get deck dividers for that purpose. Now here, this is another thing that you need when you play, and it's die. So let's open these up. These are actually really cool looking. I'm digging these. But these also double as damage die. So you can put 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and this one is the same. I was gonna say there's two of them that go from 70, 80, 90, 100, all the way up to 140, 150, 160, 170, 180. Okay, so it goes all the way up there. You get a few of these. You get 6, I think. And then you get the big die itself with the Sword and Shield set logo on there, and it's got like the red and pink, I guess, coloring in it. I'm not sure. I think Benjamin's out there playing. That's who I can hear. But you get all the die. You definitely need those. If you don't, so the pre-built decks don't come with that kind of stuff. That's something you do need. So keep that in mind if you do go just the pre-made deck route and go. When you get to your card shop or wherever your tournament's at, you're probably gonna have to buy some die. I made that rookie mistake my very first time I went to one. They made me buy some die because I didn't have any. So, and the other thing that this comes with that's neat is it actually gives you the poison and burn damage counters. So the other thing that the pre-built deck did not do. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna go through all of these packs. We're gonna get our cards, and then we're gonna look at our deck and see what we want to keep and what we don't want to keep. So here we go. We got a Snorlax booster pack here. I'm gonna try to go through these packs a little bit quicker just because I know I don't want this video going too long. It's probably already gonna be a decently long video. So we get the energy, of course. We get some items here, some trainer cards. If we're going to play a metal deck, this actually would be a pretty good card to get. Quick Ball. You can play this card only if you discard another card from your hand, and then you search your deck for a basic Pokemon, reveal it, and put it in your hand. So we get some good stuff out of this. This set actually has some really good trainers. There is the reverse Rhyhorn, and we've got a non-hollow Cinderace. So I'm going to put this stack of cards over here. Since we already got a water deck, we're going to kind of stick to the water theme, I think. Unless we get some really, really good cards that are not water type in here. But it's also okay to mix types. If you want to have more than, if you don't want to use just water types, or if you're going with the Cinderace deck, if you want to use more on fire, or Rillaboom with a leaf, you can always use more. You don't have to just stick with whatever type is in there. Aurora energy, that is. Clobbopus, Ghastly, Rookidee, Sizzlipede, Reverse Lumberry, and a Galarian Obstagoon holographic. That is a good pull. I'm actually going to sleeve this up just for now. Well, you know what? No, I'll do it afterwards. Because if we decide to use that in our deck, I don't have to go through the hassle of taking it back out of the sleeve or having some cards in sleeves and some not. So let's go into the next one and see what we can get. There is the code card. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's see what we get. Leaf Energy, Salazzle, Bisharp. See, this is a good Pokemon here. When I was using, from the pre-release tournament, he was a killer. But for my own deck, I think I'm gonna keep using them in it. So that's another option. My pre-release deck was built entirely of steel and water type Pokemon. There's the reverse Quick Ball and a non-hollow Cloyster. So I might even take that if you've already got a pre-release deck in your midst. It might actually, instead of going the theme deck route, it might be better to just stick with whatever you got there for your pre-release. There is that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, we got Leaf type energy, Bead, Hitmonlee, Rare Candy, Baltoy, Chinchou, Krabby, Minchino, Galarian Ponyta. We got a reverse Rhyperior. I don't think I pulled that card yet, actually. And Cinchino. So some of these cards, I know that we're not going to be using in my deck are probably going to go straight to my binder because I do have a binder. I would say I'm about 70% complete with the set so far. So there is the code card. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's see what we get. Energy, Pokemon Catcher, Drizzile, Evolution Incense, Mudbray, Hoot Hoot, Pincurchin, Vulpix, Nickit, Reverse Lapras. I don't think I've even pulled a Lapras yet. And a Claydol, non-holographic. We're getting some new cards in here. That's really good. We got 3 more packs, and then we can actually start the process of building the deck. But that's why I kind of recommend going this route. Getting either a build and battle kit or a deck, and then getting the Elite Trainer box with whichever one of the first 2 you pick, because you get a lot of good stuff. And honestly, it's kind of invaluable to a beginner who's just looking to get into the game and is really trying to, you know, get serious about it. You know, if it's something you really want to do, then that's a good way to go. Let me put that over there. 2 more packs. We got Zamazenta. See what we can get. And you know, typically these Elite Trainer boxes have pretty decent hits, pull rates, all that. This one has not been so kind to us yet, but we still have 2 packs left, so we might still get lucky. But they're usually pretty decent to giving you a couple good cards. So hopefully it's something we can use in our deck. Grookey, we got Reverse Sinistee and Boltund holographic. So again, probably a card we're not going to use, but we might. Just considering that it only takes 1 lightning energy and 2 colorless to use, you know, we could use that. That's a good V card or GX attacker, because this last attack here, Fighting Fangs, if your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon V or Pokemon GX, this attack does 90 more. So you're doing 180 damage if it's a GX or a V Pokemon. So that actually would be pretty useful in the deck. If we get a couple of them, maybe I'll use them, but probably not still. But stuff like that you want to kind of watch, keep an eye on, because if you're getting hit hard, like if you play a couple matches and you know you're getting hit hard with, you know, GXs and V Pokemon, and you just haven't been able to really hit them, then you might want to consider switching up your deck and putting something like that into it where it can really do some damage. We got Reverse Rookidee, and we got a Victini V card. It is a fire type, so probably not going to use it, but that's a nice pull. All right, so we have all of our water energies here. I took all the water energies out, and this is what our deck consists of trainer-wise, and what our deck consists of Pokemon-wise. Let me get these out. These were just the Morpeko and Galarian Ponyta back here. Okay, that's fine. They're fine. All right, so I think we want to keep the Inteleons. So let's go ahead and keep the Inteleons. There's 2 of those. We want the Sobbles then, and the Drizziles. Find them. Okay, so we should have these are like the staples to our deck right here. So we should have 3 Sobble and 3 Drizzile. So there's the Drizzile, and there's the Sobble. So again, the beginner's rule to how you want to build 3-stage decks is you want to have 3 of the basic Pokemon. So whatever that basic Pokemon is, you want to have 3, because this is going to be your foundation. You want at least 3 of these. You want more of these than anything else if you're going to go that route. And then I recommend, and what a lot of people recommend, is having 3 of the stage 2, because that way, if you have all 3 of these Sobbles, you can evolve them on the Drizzile, and now you've got a little bit more of a fighting chance because you got higher HP and a little bit higher attack. But you don't want to go overboard and go 3 of the stage 2, because these are going to be hard to find and hard to evolve, especially if you've got like a Sobble and then an Inteleon. You can't find the Drizzile, then you can't use Inteleon. But the rule typically is 3-3-2 when it comes to that. That's what I recommend. That's what we're going to stick with. Let's look at what else we have in here. So we have Choodle and we have Dreadnought. So it looks like these guys are actually pretty decent. Choodle has a good amount of HP for basic Pokemon, and Dreadnought as a stage 1 has really good Pokemon. And since they're only a 2-stage evolutionary line, it's not terrible. The problem with these that I see is that they're pretty heavy on energies to use. But, you know, high risk, high reward. You got 4 energies on here. You can use Jaw Lock, 130 damage during your opponent's next turn. Defending Pokemon can't retreat. So you got somebody who's about to die, or you know, you can knock out in 2 shots. This is a good option to go with. Let's see what's Kingler got. Krabby and Kingler. So Krabby again, 2 energy with 80 HP, but this one is flip a coin, flip 2 coins. If either of them is tails, his attack does nothing. So it does a lot, 120 damage if you can get 2 heads on that. And then if you evolve them, this is actually one. There's specialty decks out there. Again, this is for beginners, but this is what ruined me in my pre-release tournament. Is my opponent had a ton of attacks that would discard cards from your deck, and actually got me that way. But you got 3 energy down here to do 90 plus damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon already has any damage counters on it, this attack does 60 more damage. So this might be good. You hit them with the heavy pincers while your energy, you know, you're trying to stack some energy, and then you can hit them with a 90 plus. So 90 plus 60, that's 150 damage you could be dealing. I think we're going to keep the Krabby Kingler combo. I think there should be 2 more of each. Yep, there they are. So we're going to put those 2 in. I think the risk for Krabby is worth the reward if you can get Kingler. So, oh, and actually it's going with the rule here too. Even for the 2-stage evolutions, you want 3 of the basic Pokemon and 2 of the evolved form, just so you know you have enough. And that way you're not wasting too many card slots with evolutions that you might not even be able to use. So here we have a single stage Pokemon, Cramorant. Water Arrow. This attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance for benched Pokemon. So this could be useful. And the fact that it only costs 2 energy for a 50 damage attack, that could be pretty useful. It's kind of like a filler. If you're trying to, say you have Drizzile on your bench and you're trying to energy that thing up for an Inteleon or something, you can throw a Cramorant out, slap 2 energies onto it, and just start hitting them. Or just slap 1 on there, as long as their opponent's not going to deal a lot of damage to you, and you can start attacking the bench Pokemon or whatnot with this attack here. So that actually is a decent attack. Water Reserve. Okay, so search your deck for up to 3 water energies, reveal them, and put them into your hand. So this actually could be a really good move too. You know what? Let's see. I'd rather have the Mantine in there just because of that Water Reserve, because you can then search your deck for up to 3 water energy. So you could essentially have all your water energies. So we're going to put the rest of these guys off to the side. So here, let's see how many cards we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Out of a 60 card deck, you typically want to have, I'd say 20 Pokemon cards. 20 to 25, I think, is the average. Let's see, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more in here. Yeah, so they were playing that 20 to 25 average. We'll kind of play with that too. So we want to get like 5 to 10 more Pokemon. So what I'm going to do, because I want to mix it up, I don't want just a water deck, because, excuse me, if you encounter an electric type deck, you're going to get murdered pretty quick. I'm actually going to go through my pre-release deck here. We're going to pull some steel type energies out, and we're going to pull some steel type Pokemon as well. So I'm going to take a couple of my Pawniards and Bisharp out, because I really liked using them. And again, here I got more Inteleon and Drizzile and Sobble, so I use them pretty heavily in my deck. Whoops. Bump cameras. Again, it's not a video of mine if I don't bump the camera at least once. All right, so this one, we're going to do 3 Pawniard and 2 Bisharp. The pre-release, I had 3 Bisharp because that's what it gave me, but we don't need that many. We just need these here. So we got 5 more cards. I'm going to just go ahead and take these out of the sleeves just for the ease of it all. Okay, so now that I got those all out of the sleeves, and we got them added to the deck. It's a pretty water-heavy deck, but I think these make pretty decent backups to that. So because we have those in there, we have to have some of their energy types too. But the nice thing about this Pawniard and Bisharp lineup, if you look at them, they only require 1 metal type energy and then 1 of any other kind of energy. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple of the steel type energies. I got 5 here, and we're going to add those to our energy pile over here. So let's count these again. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we got 20 there. Let's count how many energies we have. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We got 3 extra. I'm going to take those 3 out. We're just going to set them off to the side up here. So now we got 20 energy and 20 trainers, or and 20 Pokemon. So now we can pick up to 20 trainers, or we can go back with more Pokemon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So they had 20 trainers in here. So that's what we're going to kind of keep. We're going to do, let's see, we got Hop, draw 3 cards, discard your hand, and draw 7 cards. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal a Pokemon you find there and put it into your hand. That could be useful. Switch your active Pokemon with 1 of your benched Pokemon. Move a basic energy from one of your Pokemon to another. We'll probably keep this one in. I like those. Flip coin. If heads, switch one of your opponent's benched Pokemon with their active. That could be really useful. So let's keep that in here as well. PokeKid. Search your deck for a Pokemon. Reveal it. Okay, we want to keep these. Search your deck for Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So we want to keep those for sure. I'm just trying to separate everything right now. I think we're going to skip that. Let me just separate them all. Got Professor Magnolia, the Ordinary Rod. I'm running out of space down here. The Great Catcher. Great Ball, Hop. Switch. Great Ball, Professor's Research, and Hop. Okay. So I think we're going to keep the 2 Pokemon catchers. We're going to keep the 2 PokeKids. We'll keep the 2 switches just in case we need them. A lot of the retreat cost for our Pokemon's only 1 energy, but well, we'll see. We'll keep the Hops, the draw 3. We'll keep those in there. We'll keep the Great Balls because look at the top 7 cards and reveal Pokemon you can keep in your hand. We'll keep the Energy Switch. We might be able to get 1 more Energy Switch somewhere. Shuffle up to 2 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck, or shuffle up to 2 basic energy from your discard pile into your deck. So that's a good one too. We want to keep that. Let's see what we got trainer-wise back in our deck here. And typically with these, you also want to look at the Pokemon you got before. So Aqua Shower, and Vice Grip. So it actually might be worth looking at our Krabby cards that we got and maybe switching out one of them, or maybe switching out both if we don't like the type of Krabby that we got here. Super Slice. So let's see. Let's see what that... Oops, my cards are all sliding. Let's see what this Krabby can do up here that we got. So it's Aqua Shower. This attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. So if they've got a full bench and one in the active, then you can hit all of them at once, or you can do Vice Grip. That might be a safe bet for at least one. Choodle. So we got a Potion. So one of the things that I like in my decks is I like to have a lot of healing items. At the end of each turn, if the Pokemon this card is attached to has 3 or more damage counters on it, heal 30 damage and discard this. So we put that down there because we might want to use it. So retreat cost is 2 stars less. Let's put that off to the side because that might be useful. There's another ordinary rod. We're gonna put that one in. Sea King, Pierce, and then Ripping Horn. I don't think we need that. We could play the Lapras. Aqua Wash, you put 2 energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon into their hand. So that actually could be very useful as well. We'll put that down there. We'll have to consider that one. Evolution Incense, that could be a useful item. Another great catcher. There's a Krabby, Rare Candy. Ooh, that could be good. So basically this card, if you have, let's say, Sobble out and you have Inteleon but you don't have Drizzile, you can use this to evolve into Inteleon right away. Quick Ball. This could be useful. Krabby. Pokemon Catcher. I don't think we need that many Pokemon Catchers, so we probably won't use that one again. That's a special energy. We don't need that. Lumberry. Special conditions. Not really too worried about special conditions at this point. Alright, so what I think we're going to do, I think we're going to switch out just one of these Krabbies for one of the other Krabbies, because this one's going to be a little bit easier to play versus this one. But doesn't mean it's not going to be a good Pokemon to use. And I think we're also going to, just for kicks and giggles, we're going to put the Lapras in here. So we got 21 Pokemon now. We've got 20 energy, so we're at 41, so we can only have 19 of these trainer cards. So you want to stick around that, for beginners anyway, you want to stick around that 20-20-20 thing. So we got 2 ordinary rods. We might hold off on that energy switch. We got 4 Great Ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So let's put Quick Ball, that's 15. Let's do the other Quick Ball. That's 16. So let's do the Rare Candy, the Evolution Incense, and you know what? We're gonna do the Potion and the Citrus Berry. And I think that is it. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, so let's just take the berry out. So, whoops. Now we should have a full 60 card deck. 60 cards in total. So there we go. So that is how you do it. So now we have our deck here. Let me move all the rest of my cards out the way. Now we have our deck here. We are ready to go. So we got the deck. We got our little box here, or if you got the pre-built deck, you can put them in here, but you could stick your deck right on in here. So you got it in there. You can put the divider in, if you want all these extra cards, let's just say, because you think you might want to change it later on down the road, let's take all these extra cards. Let's stack these bad boys up. My cards all fell down in here. We're going to stick these in here as well. So now you got all your extra cards. Stick another divider in here. You're going to take all of your die. You're going to drop them in. Take your 2 damage counters. Take your coin. Of course, if you really want, you could probably use the special condition markers in there. You want your mats, your rule book that we got from the deck, and the other damage counters. You want to include all that. You want to take with you and stick them right on in here. And if you want to bring your special condition cards and all that, just because you want to be useful, look at that. It all fits right down in here. Oh, let's not forget our pack of energies in case we need those energies. Probably won't, but in case. And there we go. We have a deck box. We have a deck. We are ready to go play. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you build a deck. That is my recommended way. That is probably the most efficient way. And it's a good way to get into the game. So if you guys enjoyed this, if you thought this was very helpful and you learned something from it, even if it's just one little thing, please consider giving this video a like, and please consider sharing this with anyone and everyone that you think is trying to get into the game. I think that this kind of stuff is very helpful, and I'd love to just see other people be able to use this information and really get into the game. I know a lot of people that don't get into the game because they don't know how to play, and they don't think that anybody's out there trying to help them and teach them. So share this video with them so that they can at least learn how to build a deck, and maybe down the road, if this gets enough traction, we'll build a video based around how to play. So again, if you guys thought this was very helpful and very informative, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below as well. Give me all of your feedback. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, what you thought was good, what you thought was not so good. I'll take all that feedback. Just comment it down below, and I usually respond to every single comment I get, so please consider that. And then if you do find this stuff helpful and you really enjoy this content, please check out some of my other videos where I actually just go through and open Pokemon cards. And please hit that subscribe button too, become part of the Minuteman Army. And guys, with that, that's all we have. I thought this was a good video. I hope you do as well. We will see you in our next video on Wednesday, so stay tuned for another really good opening, and we'll see you guys then.